Actually, it's a great pleasure and great privilege to be here in front of you today. And I'm a bit overwhelmed and, to be honest, little nervous as well, okay? So, I hope like you guys will be helping me out throughout this session by making this more and more interactive. Can you please help me to bring the presentation once? Yep.
Yeah, now it is.
Yep. So today's topic is mainly how to keep your core S/4HANA system clean. So we are hearing lot of topics like we have to clean our core system, we have to keep our core system clean so that our upgrade, our enhancement and the future like TCOs will be reduced and the ROI will be increased, all those blah blah things. But very few people actually talking about how actually we have to keep our core system clean, right? So it's all about that. And you can imagine when you are bringing S/4HANA, you are migrating from ECC to S/4HANA or you are implementing S/4HANA as a greenfield implementation. So you are already investing a lot, right? And SAP is giving this as a core solution catering all of your business requirement. If you have seen in Fiori app libraries, there are almost 14,500 applications are available now, catering all sort of different business solutions. So it's not like 5 years back when for your different custom requirement you used to build your application, right? So SAP already thought through and they came up with this core package solution as S/4HANA. Now the next point is it something like only with S/4HANA we are dealing our business? No, right? In our day-to-day business, we used to use different other line of business solutions, right? Be it procurement, be it inventory, be it sales, be it HR management. For different things, either we are using SAP-based SaaS line of business solution or maybe like non-SAP-based SaaS line of business solution, right? So it's something like along with S/4HANA, we are using different line of business solution wherefrom we are actually generating the revenue. So now when we will be implementing S/4HANA, there will be mainly two tracks. One track is the extension where you need to fit into the customer business requirement, and the second track is the integration, extension and integration. There can be like report, workflow, forms, all can come under this extension part. And when we will be actually implementing this S/4HANA, we will be more and more using BTP. So everywhere people are talking about BTP. Like it's not something like everything you have to move into BTP. So there you need to understand what are the actual component you will be moving into BTP. It's not like people are saying when to keep the core system clean, everything move into BTP. Not like that. Maybe it can be 70 to 30% ratio or maybe 80 to 20% ratio. So majority of the component will be happening in your core S/4HANA system itself. You don't have to deviate from there. And when we are talking about this BTP, business technology platform, there we can build different proxy application, different convenience application, different substitute application or pre-processing application or post-processing based application. But we are not familiar with all those kind of terminologies as of now. That's the reason we will be moving into our traditional approach. What is our traditional approach? What is our traditional approach? Can anyone please tell me what is our traditional approach of developing the object? RICEF, right? So WRICEF, workflow, report, interface, conversion, then enhancement and forms. But the new way of developing the things is WRPDF. What is this WRPDF? We are now trying to discover in our session. But before moving into the actual topic, it's always better to understand with some use case solution, right? So let's imagine you have a use case to build web shop, or you are actually bringing some external web shop or e-commerce solution. Maybe it is Commerce Cloud, or maybe it is Commerce.js, Magento, or Seller, or anything, right? But in our scenario, let's imagine we wanted to build our e-commerce in BTP, okay? And for that, we have to first understand the different personas. So the top level of persona is our customers, who will be actually using the application and ordering the product, right? So our first level of user is customer, and then the second level of user will be our different order approvals or administrator, because we are running ERP, right? There will be different governance process as well involved to process the order. And then let's imagine the third level of user is warehouse managers. After understanding the user personas, let's understand the whole use case end to end, okay? How it flows, the user journey will flows. So let's imagine your customer will be ordering your customer having this web shop e-commerce application, and there they have the browse and search mechanism, they have the mechanism to actually order the product, right? And in this particular scenario, we are actually selling, let's imagine we are selling the vaccine, okay? So this is very important, and our customer is ordering the quantity of vaccine is more than 1,000. And in this particular process, we have some governance. Like whenever the customer will be ordering more than 1,000 quantity, it should go to some approval process, okay? So first of all, whenever the customer ordered more than 1,000 quantity, it is sitting into this S/4HANA system, and the order will not be processed immediately, because the quantity threshold has been crossed the threshold limit actually. So now, as because the order actually placed in the S/4HANA system as a draft status or not processed status, okay? Now it's the time to actually check for the approvals, like the different level of approval. Internally, your sales manager can approve, and as because you are selling vaccine, you are required to take the approval from the health officer, government health officer, let's imagine, okay? So that's the external party. So they don't understand Fury, they don't understand SAP. They will not open your Fury application and go for approval, right? So for that particular purpose, we have to deal it little bit differently. So we have level 1 approval, level 2 approval, and after all the approval process is done, then customer will get an email for the payment link, okay? And whenever the customer will pay by clicking on the payment link, the order will actually get processed and it will be in release status, okay? And as soon as the order will be processed successfully, it will notify the warehouse manager, and at the same time, it will actually automatically print the invoice, so that the order will go for the fulfillment process, like the delivery process. Until now it is clear? All clear? Thanks. So after having this solution design, now it's the time to design the technical architecture. By the way, how many of you are from architect background, be it like solution architect, technology architect, or enterprise architect? Okay, I can see few people are from architect background. Why I'm asking? Because this is the area and this is the persona where from all the problems started, okay? So if you are not designing your solution correctly, if you are not designing your technical architecture correctly, it will all be mess. Your developer will not be responsible, right? Developer's job is to follow the instruction, right? So it is very important to design the architecture in the right way, with the right approach, following all the best practices. So this is our technical architecture where actually we'll be building the solution with the help of SAP's provided framework and as well as different cloud solution. And as part of the cloud platform, we will be taking SAP Business Technology Platform in majority of the component. So you can imagine our right hand side part, your right hand side part is the core S4 HANA system, where the actual magic happens, right? So there we do have all our required OData services, CDS views, all our data sources. SAP has already thought through. If you go to api.sap.com, you will find tons of APIs, tons of data sources, standard, out of the box. You don't have to build at the initial go. So it's very important to go and check api.sap.com. It's very important to go and check Fiori app library. It's very important to go and check the Discovery Center. So these are the places definitely you have to search first before actually deciding for any custom application building. Right? So how many of you are familiar with these things? api.sap.com, Fiori app libraries. Nice, nice, nice. So we already identified our required OData services which we actually need to use to validate the order or process the order or even the workflow and form as well. Because in this particular scenario, we are trying to do the extension, we are trying to do the enhancement, we are trying to do the integration, and we are trying to do the workflow development and as well as the form development. So most of the standard components are already available in S4 HANA. Now it's time to identify it correctly, and when we identified it correctly, it's time to enhance it based on our business requirement. So we will be actually enhancing the things in our core system using the in-app extensibility. It's not something like you have to go CMOD, SMOD, baddies, S38, S37. Try to forget those things as quick as possible. Okay? It's the new game now. You have to go to the Fiori application. There itself you will get how to actually enhance your backend component by using the in-app extensibility option. Okay? And when we are talking about in-app extensibility option, it's not super hard. It's made for the key users. Okay? Okay, so it's very clear we have to do the things in SAP's framework way so that our upgrade, future enhancement or future package upgrade will be smoother. Okay? SAP will be taking care. So we are doing the things in-app extensibility in S4 HANA. And on top of that, when our extension components are ready, our extension OData services and business logics are ready, we will be taking this to our SAP Business Technology Platform. Now there is two processes. If you remember, we were showing WRPDF. So what is P and D? Process integration and data integration, which is the most important component to build or extend your application in BTP in the newer world. So you can see this 3, 4, 5, these are the component will happen with using the process integration because we will be dealing with enhanced OData services. And this 3 and 4 component will be happening like we are bringing the actual raw data with using SDI mechanism in our HANA cloud. And on top of that, we are trying to build our pricing procedure, a pricing calculation, right? Different things like even customer specific price, list price, those kind of things. Okay. So after getting the data as form of process integration and data integration, now it's time to build the microservices. When we are here in BTP, it's all about microservices. You can build microservice in CAPM, Node.js, Java, or however you want, because it's an open platform. You are free to do whatever you want to do. Okay? It's important like how you are tackling the data, how you are tackling the data models. So basically, after getting the data using APIs, using events and SDI, HANA Cloud, on top of those data, we are building the microservice for our different component, like the search mechanism, okay, like material availability, customer credit check, all those kind of things. Even the order processing mechanism also, we will be building the microservice. After having the microservice ready, it's time to actually use the microservices in different components. Like here we are using event mesh connectivity. So this is a new service, microservice, backing microservice provided by SAP now, although it is in beta state now, but with using this event mesh connectivity service, you can connect to other parties like Microsoft Azure. So here we are sending the notification. Whenever the notification will placed, it will be sending the notification for the external party approver. You remember? We were talking about the sales officer, right, who doesn't understand SAP and all. That person runs Microsoft Teams, okay, emails, those are the things. So that's the reason with using this event mesh connectivity, we are notifying the external party in Microsoft Team itself, and in between you can see like we are using different Microsoft Azure based microservices as well to send the notification in the right way. And after getting the approval process from the external party also, we are taking the payment using the Stripe. So Stripe is another third party credit card institute, okay, so for different payment purposes. So like this, and at the end we are using the SAP's print service. We will be using the Cloud Print Manager to print the things. So this is how entirely the things will work. It's not something like everything will be have to build it in BTP or in outside of S/4HANA. 70% of the things will be there in core system itself. 30% of the things will be there outside of S/4HANA system. That's how the entire technical ecosystem will work, or technical stack will work. And after understanding that particular component, that particular architecture, now probably we can dig into more details of this WRPDEF. I'm sure you wanted to take a picture of this. Please do it if you want. So here workflow, report, process integration, data integration, extension and forms, right? Forms still exist in this digital world. Forms still exist for different customers. I have seen across the globe. So as because extension is so important, and you can see we can do the extension using in-app extensibility option with custom business object, custom fields and logic, custom CDSS, and not only that, SAP has given adaptive UI. If you wanted to enhance your UI as well based on the in-app extensibility, you can do it with using adaptive UI option. And on top of that, you can do the side-by-side extension in BTP by bringing the data in PI or DI format, right? PI and DI format, you have to bring the data because everything will work on the data itself, right? So you are bringing the data as part of API, you are bringing the data as part of event, you are bringing the data as part of raw data format, be it like smart data integration or any other mechanism. So that's how you are also covering PI and DI as well. And when we are talking about workflow, it's not something like entirely all the time you have to build custom workflow. SAP has given lots of workflow for different work processes, right? For our scenario, sales order process also SAP has given flexible workflow. Okay? So flexible workflow means you don't have to rely on the technical person all the time. Your functional guy also can configure the workflow using the business rule. Okay? But in our scenario, it's not something like we only need the internal approval. Our requirement was to get the approval from external party as well. That's the reason we'll be going upper side. So upper side is BTP, lower side is all within the S4 HANA, right? So we can enhance the flexible workflow, take the things, take the control in BTP. We can design our business rules there to send to external party, and then flow back again to one premise. So entirely it will happen like this for all the scenarios. It's something like that. Everything is related. It's not discard. Everything is related. Okay. So S4 HANA is related with BTP. I guess like you understood this thing. Now it's time for a quick demo, so that you will keep this thing in mind when you will go back to your home, and probably. But unfortunately, I can't demo it live. The reason is some logistic issue. So I will be presenting it in video mode. No worries. So in this demo, this is the web shop, okay, where we have built this particular very simple web shop, and maybe like the use case is little different here, which I was talking about, the vaccine scenario. But you can imagine this is the web shop. We have the search, browse and search feature, and then on top of that, the customer can order the product as well. So here you can see customer is browsing the product. And on top of that, so laptop, selecting the first laptop, add to the cart, selecting the second laptop, add to the cart, go to the cart, check all the details, place the order placed successfully, order number is 47. Now I am going back to S4 HANA. You can see this order will be in block status as of now, because that was our scenario. We have to go for the approval process, and the approval process, you can see it is going to the Microsoft Teams in this beautiful format. Okay, so customer or the approver can actually check different details. Okay, and then can go for approve or reject. And as soon as the order will get approved, customer will get an email saying this is the payment link, you pay it first, otherwise we will not supply, right? So proceed for payment, and then it is going for credit card payment. It will do all the verification. We have used Stripe here. So if you are not familiar, Stripe is similar thing like your Paytm. So here customer will be putting the detail. So these are the fake detail, of course. So then we are going for the payment, and when the payment is done, order will also be in process status for further fulfillment. And you can see here we are using Cloud Print Manager to print the invoice, and print successful. Then of course it will print in your printer. So this is how the entire process will work, and you can see here we have done the extension, we have done the integration using the event, using the API, using the smart data integration, and then we have done the workflow, and also we have done the form. So in this particular simple use case, we try to cover all our WRPDF scenario. Now just imagine how much time it would take to build this application, this solution. Any guess? Any guess? How much time or how much FTE we need to build this solution? Anyone from architect, the enterprise architect background? Any guess? Just guess it. 5 to 10 days. Okay? 5 to 10 hours, possible? Of course possible.
3 months.
Okay, okay. So we have built this in 3 to 4 days with 1.5 FTE just for this particular session itself. Okay, so this is how, because we don't have to don't have to build all the things from the scratch level. SAP has given all the component to you. It's something like you need to know how efficiently you have to use it and build your own solution, right? So that is how, and this is a enhanced use case. Similarly, your use case can be bottom to up, all custom thing. You can build everything together in BTP as well, starting from the database level, putting the data, and on top of that, everything you can do it in BTP as well. So, any question? I am now open for some of your questions as well, because I said like let's make it interactive. I want some of you can, if you can come forward, and if you have any question, maybe you can put it here. Yep. Can you please put the mic? Yep. Yep.
So that includes including your design and including
Yeah.
all the architecture.
Yes. Yes.
Is it enhancements available in the distribution?
Yes, yes, of course, all the things. Because as I said, SAP has provided 70% of the things to you. You need to build only 30%. And maybe like even in this particular scenario,
Realistic within 3-4 days, but however,
yeah,
it is possible, you are saying, right?
it is a POC. It's not a like product itself. It's a POC itself. So POC 3-4 days, it is of course possible. Yep. Thank you.
Go first.
What's your name, please? Hello.
Are you using Adobe Form Service on BTP for printing that?
Yes, yes. So for this particular scenario, we have used a custom form, okay, and we are using the BTP form service, okay.
So another question on the 3-4 approach. So currently S4HANA output management does not support event-based approach. Suppose I need output to be generated on S4 and then I need a consumer or CPI who can consume that document. Is it possible to keep the board clean and still consume that document outside of S4HANA?
Exactly. So if it is not possible with your output management, okay, for some of the scenario, SAP is building, okay. So it's not something like everything will become at the day one, right? SAP is building that, and I think like there are a lot of scenarios we can handle with output management. But of course, I agree with you. There are some scenarios it's not possible. We have to go for driver program and all for some scenario. So for that kind of scenario, we can do it. Otherwise, you can build everything in BTP itself, okay, and then trigger it from your core system itself, okay. So that's how we can do it. Maybe like you can use the outbound proxy to actually trigger the things, something like that. Some of the solution you have to apply. You have to, if you have to want to reduce the development time, maybe you can go for the traditional way of doing this. But keep in mind, whenever you will be doing some kind of exception, just note it down so that like when you will go for upgrade and all, you just have to take care only for those exception scenarios. Yep. Yeah, hi.
This is Himanshu Gupta.
Hello Himanshu, how are you?
I'm fine. So my question is around the Teams integration. So how this Teams integration happens and what are the prerequisites before doing this integration?
So as I said, SAP has, oh my god, sorry Himanshu, just a second. Yeah, so Himanshu, if you have seen this thing, right? So SAP has come up with this particular event-based connectivity. So there are different other possibilities as well, but this is one of the best possibility that we can find out. Whenever you wanted to trigger some kind of things to Microsoft Teams automatically based on your business processes happening in on-premise, SAP has given this event mesh connectivity. So there they have given this Microsoft Azure connectivity out of box itself. Okay. And that's how we are actually taking the data and flow itself from event mesh connectivity to our event grid, and then we are proceeding further with our Microsoft Azure function and then pushing it into Microsoft Teams. So here we have used only like webhook, Node.js based webhook to actually put the data flow. Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Very nice demo. If we are on SAP S/4HANA on-premise edition, can we still use this Kappa microservices and?
Of course, of course. Yeah, so it's not like if you are S/4HANA on-premise or cloud all the time, because here in this scenario also it is on-premise. Okay, we have used on-premise itself. You have the cloud connector, right? You have like standard events. You have this smart data integration to actually deal with all those kind of like process or data and bring the process or data in BTP. Of course, it is possible. And majority of the customers will be doing like this only, the big customers. Of course, there will be customers who will be using this S/4HANA cloud as well, but people are doing for S/4HANA on-premise as well. Yep, thank you.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
See, earlier in traditional way, customers are using the ECC, right? Our topic is we have to keep our core as clean, core clean, right? Earlier, they're doing multiple enhancement like recipes and all that. How we are migrating that? Right? How do we can plan?
Very interesting question. Yeah, it's a brilliant question. So, of course, this is the real fact, right? You have done tons of code, custom processes, how to actually move into S/4HANA. So there are step-by-step process, like how you should follow these things. First of all, SAP, if you ask SAP will say like there is a very good application based on BTP itself, that is Intelligent Custom Code Manager. Intelligent Custom Code Manager. Okay. So if you connect to your ECC system and use the application, it will show you how much custom application you can readily migrate, how much you have to do some kind of changes, or how much you can retire immediately because SAP has given standard solution. So the retirement part is very important because SAP has, as part of S/4HANA given a lot of standard application. So like this we have to think of how much we can retire, how much custom application we can retire and use the standard processes and application, how much we can retrofit, okay, and then how much we have to rebuild, okay. So it's not like when you will be doing the retrofitting, you have to keep in mind we have to make our core system clean. So that's the way this particular phase is very important, like analyzing your custom code and then migrating into the new environment.
Yeah, hi, this is Nadeem.
Hello, Nadeem.
Excellent session and demo. So is this something which is compatible with on the mobile cell phone?
Of course, yep. So if you are talking about the front end application, the web shop application as well as the approval process, all are compatible with mobile.
What about like does it run on Android as well as Apple?
Yeah. So it's based on the browser as of now. It's not application, it's not app. It's based on the browser. You can open up Safari, Chrome, and Edge, any of the browser.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In this current scenario, how many of the APIs were you able to source from API.SAP and how many do you have to custom?
For this solution, so for this particular solution, entirely we have used the standard APIs. We have not used any kind of custom API because it's something like we are doing very basic thing now here, like material listing, okay, material availability, customer credit check, and then purchase order, actual process, right? Purchase order create. So all are standard APIs. You can get it from api.sap.com.
Time up? Oh, okay. So we'll stop. Maybe one last question.
This one? So we are following this to our customers, okay? Because customer are little bit confused some time. Now, like, okay, so far we have done like this. Now in the new way, how to do this thing. So this is the ideal way, and as I said, like extension PI and DI is very important. And yeah, so we are following this thing. Yeah, it's not from SAP. Yeah, this is a disclaimer. This is not from SAP. Okay. So this is from Arini itself.
You can pay the royalty.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, good afternoon.
This is
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Bill Chatterjee. I've also been following you on LinkedIn for quite some time now. I've been following R&D and the work that you are doing. Excellent session. So I want to take down one step down because what you explained from an architecture point of view makes sense. So being an ABAP developer or a developer in general, is there a white paper or a document for somebody to refer to how this kind of solutions can be brought up?
You go to the SAP Discovery Center. I forgot the actual URL. Go to just search SAP Discovery Center. There SAP has given tons of this kind of architecture and solution sample as a sample. You can follow those things and you try to build it. SAP has given, I think, like some of the hands-on as well, like how actually you have to do all those tutorial as well. Yep.
And another way is to reach out to us. We'll help you. So thank you guys. So it is 10 minutes over.
Thank you guys.
Right?
Thanks
So
for
thank you so
attending the
much.
session and see you there somewhere. Yeah, thank you.
So please join us in your BTP journey at Arini. After all, we are black belts of SAP BTP. Thank you.
Of course. इसके साथ ही लेते हैं. रुक जाओ. माइक के साथ.
Yeah. Hey, hi Rahul. Hi. So
इसके साथ लो.
yeah,
इसके
our
साथ लो.
colleagues working with you.
So that's the reason I thought it's a good chance to meet you.
Right. I think one of your other colleagues also met me. Soumya.
Yeah, sure.
I've been following you.
Yeah. What's your name?
Soumya Ranjan Pandit.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Trying to look at also what are the vendor engagements. So since
What is your name, Rahul?
Ping me. I generally reply everyone. Okay. Ping me.
last 2 years I've been working in BTP as a captain vice.
Okay. Good. Nice.
Earlier that I was working on HANA.
So because we, like our guys are working from Amsterdam, but we
Where
have
you
now,
are based
like
on?
I'm building capacity in India.
Bangalore.
So we have office from Pune, we have guys working from Bangalore, Chennai.
Booking.
Yeah, we'll set up.
Okay.
We have like remote guys working.
Okay. Ping me. Interesting. Yeah.
So we are setting up a whole COE here. So I'm busy. You must be doing money setting up.
Manikandan. Yeah. He is in booking.
Exactly. Already started and that's the reason I'm trying to look at it.
Hi. Aravind, right? Yeah.
I'm your guy for that. Yeah. We'll build. Hi Soumya. Yeah, Prasun. So
Rabbi,
you're from
yeah.
ATG.
Yes. He is a very intelligent
Iris
guy.
technology.
Yeah. He is based out here or only Pune?
So what do you do?
Okay. You meet him or only virtually?
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Thanks for following. Yeah. Sure.
But now the meaning of full stack is changed.
Yeah. So,
It has changed.
so we have been doing this. It's not
Thank you,
just
sir.
at POC level. We have done projects. So
Hello.
So that's where you can see the experience levels. What we have. So, but it's a journey. I mean, when I should start some.
Element.
Electricity.
Yeah.
Is the
Because it's a very basic app, okay, as of now. Yeah, only for POC demo purpose.
It's continuously evolving. Our guys have been engaged.
And to
with
be
SAP's
honest, that is the
cloud journey
timeline
from
we
new
have
days,
spent.
but we were
Only,
not
I think, like
advocating
3 to
that
4 days
because
itself, within a
it was
week.
still very
Okay?
proprietary.
And
With
one
Cloud
full-time
Foundry
developer and
all,
one part-time
now it is
developer.
coming to fore.
Because we have not done anything here, so all the things was already provided. Just plug the
We
different
have
things
built
together.
an entire product called as SPOCA,
Yeah.
SPOCA, which is CPQ pricing engine.
What's your name? Chitra.
Which is like
Yeah.
20 plus customers.
Just ping me
SAP
in
has
LinkedIn.
provided. So we know what you're talking about, how to do that multi-cloud and the deployments,
nice.
and there are
Out of
issues with
Bangalore?
the notifications are not coming.
Switzerland. Okay.
Bangalore we have an IT.
You can write an email to me so that I can connect to the right people.
Hello.
Yeah, and
Hi, Ravi.
Demo or something like that for that
Yes.
product that you say.
Thank you,
so
sir.
there is some, so that product may not be here, but please reach out to me.
Hi, Amarnath.
So you're managing the COE setup or how is it?
For SAP basis consultants in this journey?
Of course, because from beginning to set up the BTP first, right? All those.
So let us maybe have
Yeah,
one
first of
call
all,
with
cloud
Bilal
connector,
and
SDI, on all those things,
Maybe you
and
can
then
suggest,
second, you have to set up the
couple of stars
BTP,
to me.
all those accounts, sub account. You have to manage all those microservices, right? And then onboarding user, giving the roles for different roles, and then even like the CI/CD part as well, the transport system, how you have to transport, right? So from your development to quality to production environment, okay, TMS, and then
We have been posting on
CI/CD as
LinkedIn
well.
a lot.
So entirely, like you have to be with the developers.
We know so much, we should now start telling people.
Of course,
that
like you have to just
we could
shift
be of
little bit of your gear
Yeah, we are in
to
India as well, yes, of
go into this, because nowadays I'm getting a lot of questions from basis guys. So they are saying what they will do and all those things, but it's not super difficult,
last
you know,
year
right?
and, now
So
we are
just
building the
if you
capacity.
stick to this
we have-
thing, maybe
we are running
like
one project
few
from India
months,
right now.
you can get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
One and only.
Okay. Hello. Jatin.
Yeah,
Hello, hi, Jatin.
he's the guy. He's kind of a mini celebrity already. He was, because he's known to many of them on like YouTube and his own website and everything. So he's kind of like, he's our he's currently heading our pre-sales for SAP BTP.
If it is offline, maybe like you can just give a try if it is free. Okay. Otherwise, I think personally I have not used, to be honest.
LinkedIn या फिर और कहीं पे देखा था शायद.
No, it's only made for the migration activity, okay? And it will just give you the chart how much you can directly migrate, how much you can replace.
We have a lot of options where customer migration BTP, we are just confused where what we have to do and
Yeah.
चलो एक
BTP?
ये पानी पी लो जरा.
how we can actually check the custom code in ECC system.
Yeah. So you have the repository, you have all
What is your
those
name?
RISEP repository.
Mani Prakash. Hi. We met earlier, right? Maybe. Last time you were here, like October? You were not there. But your face seems similar because maybe I think LinkedIn probably. So your name is Shailesh Kumar. Sharanesh Kumar. You also are from Crave?
Yeah.
So working from Bangalore.
Yeah.
I told you he was my ex-manager.
He's working with us.
I was working
He will
with
answer.
Savvy and I'm reporting directly to him.
Right.
Actually, he will
You
answer.
used to report into him.
Yes.
Please answer.
So we have grabbed
Please
a
answer.
good
Man,
resource from
please
you.
answer.
He's
No, just he is
most
asking about
important is
ABAP.
he's,
Okay, that's the reason I
enthusiastic to learn new things.
forwarded to you.
Help others.
Okay. I'm not a big
That
fan
community
of ABAP.
feeling.
Although I was a ABAPer, okay, but now I'm not a big fan of ABAP. I would say like you switch to CAPM.
For CAPM, which programming language we need to know?
As of now, Java and Node.js. Node.js is not a programming language. If you know JavaScript, that's fine.
So ABAP is nowhere related in CAPM.
So you
need to know Java.
Pune you have offices. Somebody told me, I think one of your colleagues met me.
Or if you know JavaScript, go for Node.js based CAPM.
Shrikant is your director.
And it's not something like you have to build from the scratch all the things all together. SAP has given different libraries, like you have to, like you are used to use function module and all. Like SAP has already given different libraries for different
We
things.
met one of your colleagues.
Okay, be it how to connect to the on-premise, how to send email, how
So
to
you guys are
consume the
working with
API,
SAP BTP
for all
and
those
all,
things.
or-
Yeah, sure.
Great. Very nice.
Yeah. So
We are not-
there
we are
are
not present in
tutorials
Europe,
from
we are not
SAP
present in
as well.
USA yet.
So you
We have
can
customers in
search.
and Gulf, we
If
have-
you are in YouTube, you just search
to start something in US.
SAP HANA Academy.
There are small
So there probably you will find a lot of
BTP
BTP
extensions.
components.
Extensions, we have a couple of very good projects going on.
Yeah.
Analytics, we are starting. I mean,
So if you are
we are
ABAP,
just
from
starting.
ABAP,
And integration, we
are you in BTP? Like
integration,
your
we have
customer is in BTP?
a strong team.
Okay, not here.
Working on RAP related,
We have a very good,
but not in the
I mean, SAP BTP integration suite, guys.
So unfortunately, as I said, like
Squad lead
I
is
don't advocate
somebody
RAP.
named
So
Dipankar Bhaumik. He is
But I think like better
super
just try it
technical
out. Okay,
Very good
just check some of
So
the
we have,
videos. How CAP
a
and
good team
with
there in
Node.js
Netherlands.
is
They are trying to
working.
replicate
Maybe
same
you will
in
be
India
getting interest there.
having the
Just check
same
it
kind
out.
of
I would say,
structure.
just give it a try.
So if someone is interested, so send him to us.
Yeah, all OData, maximum OData, but you can consume rest as well.
So see you around.
I am also following in YouTube and
Okay, okay, good.
have a LinkedIn connection.
Sure, sure. What's your name? Venkatesh. Yeah. Ping me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So how was
Hello.
it? It was a good session, right? And good. It was packed.
I'm very like a beginner in basics, like a BTP. I saw your videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just get my bag.
Very close to BTP. It's like very easy to operate. Like I'm bit like I saw your mail in that SAP center. I saw that mail you are coming now. I'm searching for that your session.
So Partha actually nailed it. Partha nailed it, I said.
Hello.
I'll put this in bag so that we can just throw.
Yeah,
It's empty, right? So I'll just put it over here.
Who
So
you
that,
work?
Okay, okay.
He is our FIGO consultant.
Hi.
He is our PM leader.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
so if we meet, yeah, you keep maybe more if you want. You can keep,
Okay, okay. Okay.
so that we can give it to some customers if we meet them.
Yeah, sure.
I'll ping you in like a LinkedIn. I'm planning to take that BTP course.
Okay, okay.
I'll ping you.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.